Here to break it all down, Victor Davis Hanson, senior fellow at the Hoover Institution, and Missouri Senator Eric Schmitt. Senator, these polls, I mean, they're looking good for Republicans. And again, we always take them with a grain of salt. But the trend seems to be turning against Democrats in this shutdown game. Is there any buyer's remorse from a Tim Kaine or any of the somewhat more reasonable Democrats?
Well, we're going to find out. I think privately they understand that by us having a clean CR here, basically we're not asking for any partisan riders. Just reopen the government, allow us to do appropriations bills. The Democrats are opposing that. Even the liberal media has a hard time covering for them. So I think they know they're on the wrong side of this issue. But I'm telling you, Laura, they're just still stuck in this place where it's fight Trump. It's the only play they have in the playbook. And they can't stand that he's on the world stage and winning. And Democrats in Washington are whining. That's it. Like, that's what's going on. President Trump is going to deliver essentially $15 trillion worth of new investment, manufacturing jobs, respect on the world stage, using all the leverage we have to actually get good deals for the American people, which are tariffs. That policy is bringing in revenue, getting better deals. And so the Democrats can't stand the success. All they know is to whine about Trump. But it didn't work for him before, and I don't think it's going to work now either.
Victor, why are they doing this? I mean, someone is giving them terrible advice, and these people make millions and millions of dollars regardless of how many times they lose elections. But why do you think this is the path they're taking?
I guess the answer is, what else can they do? I mean, most of the major foreign policy issues, Trump has almost solved. There's no Iranian threat, nuclear threat. There's a ceasefire in the Middle East. He's addressing the Ukrainian problem. Eric mentioned all this foreign investment. We've got the stock market at record levels, good GDP, good inflation news. Unemployment's not too bad. The border is an 80-20 issue. So is crime, so is energy. And so their reaction is, well, he's still not, 55% popularity, so we must be doing something right. Let's double down on F-bombs. Let's get back to destroying the new ballroom if we take power. Let's get into smutty videos or shut down the government. That's all they have. And they feel that it's working because any other president with a fair media would be 55, 60 points approval, but he's not. And they think that this is working, that it caused so much chaos that the collateral damage will bring Trump down to their level.
So, Senator Schmitt, there is air traffic controller concern because they're not being paid, and then sick outs, that's a concern. SNAP benefits, 40 million Americans are not going to get those. A lot of them are non-citizens, but or foreigners are not going to get their SNAP benefits. But nevertheless, this is real pain for real people, and government employees not getting paid either. Democrats think they have this Damocles sword hanging over the Republicans' heads. But I don't think Republicans should move an inch on this issue. Reopen the government and reopen it now.
I agree. And look, you look at the string of success. Republicans are unified in a way I don't think we've seen in our lifetime, because you have a president that's willing to lead, delivered a historic comeback on very clearly articulated priorities. The border, restoring our respect on the world stage. So whether it was on the confirmation fights, the one big beautiful bill, rescissions, tranche, getting more of these conferees across the finish line, we've been united. We're not changing tactics here because we're right. We just want to reopen the government. The Democrats have to own all of this. Everything that's happened since the shutdown began, it's on them. We just need 5 more Democrats to come across and say, you know what, it's ridiculous that people should have to work for free, which is what we're asking people like law enforcement, ICE agents, military men and women. This is on the Democrats. It's ridiculous. This whole thing is stupid. They know it, I think, deep down, but all they know is to fight Trump and Orange Man bad and this ridiculous Trump derangement syndrome that's gone on for 10 years now.
Yeah, well, the resistance. It's all the resistance, defiance, whatever you want to call it. Victor, on the substantive matter regarding this China trade agreement or understanding, whatever we're going to call it, the Wall Street Journal is reporting tonight that Trump and Xi will talk about taking those tariffs back down, and then said that if Beijing takes action to cut the export of fentanyl chemicals, the U.S. would cut in half the 20% fentanyl-related levies on Chinese goods. Now, Victor, he's obviously the master deal maker, But how is this really a great deal when China is literally killing Americans with these chemicals? They've been doing it for years, and yet that's the deal. Just stop killing us, and we'll lower the tariffs. I hope that's not what this deal is, because I think we can do better than that.
I don't either. I think he can get a better deal because he's got everybody in the world on his side. I mean, India is starting to come back to us. Europe is closer to America than it's ever been. We're closer to Japan, and we're rearming, and the economy is booming. And this trade war did not fail like the Chinese hoped. They're very unpopular in Africa. They've got all sorts of scandals in Africa. And I think the world opinion is turning and saying, you know what, we agree with Trump. They have been exploiting all of us, and I think Trump can get, the longer he waits, time is on his side. He can get a better deal every month as he goes by. So I wouldn't rush in, especially on the issue of fentanyl. Fentanyl's killed more people in the last 5 years than every war since World War II. So I would get a better deal and hold them absolutely accountable.
Yeah, well, they're boasting, Senator Schmitt, that they've gotten the upper hand on Trump. And to me, that's a condition precedent. I would have said 90 days, we see zero chemicals coming into the United States. Then we'll talk about the tariffs. I wouldn't give them anything for removing those chemicals. That should never have happened in the first place. We've got hundreds of thousands of our young people and American citizens dead because of China and COVID. Throw COVID in for good measure.
Right, and COVID, by the way, exposed how all these supply chains run through China and how vulnerable we are for anything from iPhones to F-15s. And so bringing that manufacturing, those critical minerals back to the United States is important. And Laura, I just think there's two buckets here. There's China, there's everybody else. President Trump's been incredibly successful in dealing with everybody else to get rid of these post-Cold War raw deals that we had. We were getting ripped off. He's successfully doing that. And now it's China. And China showed its fangs when they threatened to cut off critical minerals. The world is on notice now. Not everybody wants to be Hong Kong. So we're the leader now. I think everybody understands the stakes, and I think President Trump's going to get a good deal for the American people.
Victor, Senator Schmitt, both of you, thank you very much. And coming up